explosion, the doctor wasn't there anymore.
Doctor? Doctor, can you hear me?
Hello there. Listen, I'm sorry to be a bother, but I seem to be experiencing another ice world situation.
Another what?
It's a long story, and one I'm not particularly prepared to tell at this moment in time. I am hanging onto a cliff with a rather large drop below me, so any assistance would be useful. No, it can't be.
Behold our power! Those who would defile the house of my masters shall pay with their lives.
And who might you be, then?
My name is Stefan Rasmussenn, the 6th generation of that family, and I am completing a task that was first given to my family over 270 years ago.
Arne!
It was my ancestor who was charged with his capture back in 1573, and thanks to his dim-witted guards, Arne escaped. But my ancestor never gave up. He spent the next 30 years scouring Iceland looking for Arne, and went to the grave without completing his mission. On his deathbed, he made his 3 sons swear an oath that they would continue in his name. This they swore, and they promised that they would make their sons swear the same oath on their deathbeds. A never-ending oath of vengeance. But we are not alone. No, we work with friends. So prepare to meet your ends at the hands of our masters.
Hey! Stefan Rasmussenn! Know what the problem is about pyroviles?
My masters have no fear, stranger.
Au contraire, they hate anything cold! Cop a load of this!
Doctor, are you throwing snowballs?
Yes, anything cold and wet hurts them. So come on, everyone! Let's have a snowball fight.
My master! No! Don't flee! Mark my words, stranger. You shall rue the day that you crossed swords with the Rasmussens. You are all doomed!
Ceasefire! That should buy us a few hours. Otto, I think we better get down to the snowfall quick. Center of the earth, here we come!
Slowly does it, Hans. This rope-lowering device can only take one person at a time, and we don't want to wear it out. We're going to use it several times over the next week or so. Alright, Hans, now bring Axel down. Ah yes, magnificent. Phyllocenic, Miocenic, Cretaceous, Jurassic, Triassic, Permian, Carboniferous, Devonian, Silurian, Cambrian and Precambrian. Oh, Axel, what a sight to behold, eh?
Am I on solid ground, Uncle?
Indeed you are, Axel, indeed you are. Right, next, Alice and the doctor, and then your good self, Hans.
So this is what the center of the Earth looks like?
Dummkopf. This is merely the first layer. Imagine, if you will, the Earth is like an orange. Man lives on the surface of the orange. Now, when you peel an orange, you are taking off the surface of the Earth. It's the peel that we are exploring at the moment. Ah, but what a peel to explore.
But if this is the peel of the Earth, how deep do we have to go?
Miles yet. By my estimates, it would take us at least 2, maybe 3 months to get to the center of the Earth.
Months?
Indeed. Why do you think Hans is so overly laden with all those satchels? 3 months worth of food in them. Ah, excellent. Ready when you are, Doctor. Tell me, Alice, are you a fan of geology?
Geology? No, I can't say I've heard of them. What was their last single?
I mean the study of rocks. See, this is a formation of pure quartz.
3 months. 3 months until I see the light of day again. How will I cope? No, I must be strong. Grauben is depending on me. But even so, 3 months in almost complete darkness?
Mine might be... Oh, sorry, bad landing. And not the first, I should point out. Right, Hans, ready when you are. Good grief, is that?
Doctor, look. Pure quartz, untouched by man since it was formed.
Remarkable. Just think, Alice, quartz powers the watches and clocks in your time. Metaphorically speaking, without it, time would stop. And yet here it is in its raw form.
Hands it up! Excellent. Now, a general summary of what we have and need. Item 1, Rumkoft lamps. These are quite an ingenious invention. You turn the handle here and it lights up and stays lit for hours at a time. Just remember to always wind it up before the light disappears, otherwise it will fail to work. Item 2, breathing equipment. Hans, if you would be so kind.
Did he say breathing equipment?
He did indeed. Don't worry, it's not the type firemen wear or anything scary like that. Honestly, you think I'd have brought you down here if it were dangerous? See, it's nothing more than a backpack or a satchel, really.
Now, we don't need them at the moment, however, we must carry them at all times. Item 3, canteens. Now, there is enough water in there to last a full day, but at this depth there will be plenty of mineral water to keep our thirst at bay. Is everybody ready?
Ready!
Ready, Uncle.
Excellent. Now, forward.
Oh, my dear Professor! You think that just because you found the right entrance, all your troubles are over? The Rasmussen will not fail! You shall never reach the center of the earth alive!
Gentlemen and lady, I think you have to agree that our first day has been a success. We are now 2,500 feet under the surface of the earth. We have our first underground meal and our first underground dinner conversation. And now I believe it is time for our first underground sleep. Good night, Doctor. Alice, everyone.
Good night.
I hear a noise. A horn. Someone is coming.
Axel, please, just go back to sleep. We both need our rest.
But Uncle, I heard a horn. I am sure I heard a horn. What could it mean? Alright then. I'll go back to sleep. But don't blame me if anything happens.
Yes, Hans heard horn. Hans well controls.
Mein Gott! A horde of trolls!
A horde of trolls?
A horde of trolls! Now!
What's all the racket about, eh? I was having a lovely dream. My 10th form and I were having a picnic with K9 in the 5th minute Pef.
Quickly now. Wake up, Hans. Wake up, Hans. Wake up, Hans.
Hans is asleep. Let Hans sleep. Hans dreaming of trolls.
Well, if it's trolls you want, I think waking up would be a rather good idea after all.
Doctor, do something!
Do? Me? How can I? What am I supposed to do? Trolls aren't even supposed to exist.
Hans awake now. Hans awake now. See the trolls. Hans defend his friends.
Nothing can defend us now from these trolls. There is only one thing left to do, and that is run away.
Wise words of a wise man, Professor. Alice, follow us.
Hans defend his friends.
No. Hans, what are you doing? It's better to flee and live another day. Come on, Hans. What are you doing? Let's go.
Trolls not hurt. Hans friends.
Oh, made it.
Oh, this is magnificent. Such beauty and yet hidden away from the eyes of the world.
Would you like me to take a sample then, Uncle?
Excellent idea. We'll make a geologist of you yet. In fact, I think we all deserve a rest. It is nearly nightfall now on the surface, and I think perhaps we are all a little shaken after the day's events. Alice, would you kindly give Hans a hand getting a meal? Hans a hand. Who knew a geologist could do comedy, eh? Doctor, could you come and have a look at this, please?
No. That's impossible.
My God. Is that?
Alice, Hans, come and have a look. The purest feldspar ever gazed on by man. It is the most beautiful, though pure feldspar has never been seen before, none as rare and as perfect as this feldspar.
My masters, I have made it to their camp, and I shall not fail. Adding seawater to their canteens will make their journey impossible, and it is done. Watch them fall. We will not fail.
Alice, you have been so kind to me. I wish you to have this as a token of my appreciation for you.
Oh, Axel, thank you. Doctor, look, a souvenir. Is there somewhere in the TARDIS I can put it?
I'm sure there's somewhere we can put it.
Alright, time for tea, I think. Hans, if you would care to do the honors. Skull! Oh, this water tastes disgusting. Hans, did you fill these up from that mineral spring we passed yesterday?
Hans feel at spring as master told.
I recognize that taste.
Yes, I do as well. It reminds me of Brighton, Bognor Regis, Blackpool, coastal towns. Ah.
Salt water. Our canteens have been tampered with. How shall we ever survive? This expedition is doomed to failure.
I think perhaps not. Oh, Uncle, I feel I may have betrayed you. You see, I planned to leave the expedition and so filled myself a canteen and kept it about my person so that I could leave if the time was right. Please do not be mad at me.
Oh, my nephew, you have managed to save this expedition. We must, however, be careful. One canteen between us all. It should last if we ration ourselves. However, I think one drink is needed. To Axel, who has saved us in our hour of need. Skål!
Skål!
Thank you, but you are right. That's all the clean water we have. We need to find a spring soon.
Hans, find something. Professor, come see.
The mark of a Saknussemm. A series of notches in the ground. This proves that we are on the right path. We know that Saknussemm got out alive in order to write that book. And therefore there has to be some fresh water around here somewhere, but where? I say that we follow these notches and hope for the best. Come on, everyone. Onwards and deeper.
I thought we were resting.
Come on, Alice! Professor, may I have a word with you and Hans, please?
Of course, Doctor. What is it?
Far be it from me to tell someone else how to run things, but you do realize it's been 12 hours since any of us drank?
Your point being?
We're all suffering from the early on stage of dehydration. I say we, and I'm quite alright, but everyone else is... And, well, they've asked me to... This is rather a delicate issue. They've asked me to relieve you of command.
They've done what?
I tried to explain.
They're all traitors to science, that's what they are. They have no desire to...
Quiet! Hans hear water.
Hans hear what?
Yes, I too can hear the running water behind this wall, but it's not possible.
Hans find source.
Do be careful, Hans. These underground passages are very treacherous. Doctor, can you hear the water as well?
Unbelievable, there is. Hey, you lot, we found water!
This is where the water is at its most concentrated. Your pickaxe, Hans. Hans? Hans, I want your pickaxe.
Friend, Otto, down here.
Good Lord, Hans, you alright?
Hans not moving. Hans scared.
Don't be my friend, I will rescue you.
Here, let me help as well.
Hans burden.
No, Hans is not a burden.
Use your other arm to help us, Hans. This is going to be a joint effort. Pull! 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 Come on, you old weakling. Put your back into it. You too, Doctor. Pull!
One more pull!
Otto and Dr. Hans' true friends.
And we are your true friends as well.
Hans' shoulder hurt.
Let me have a look. Does this hurt?
Doctor, what are you doing?
Dislocated shoulder. Still, that shouldn't be too tricky to cure. A good pull in the opposite direction, they'll be right as rain. Can be rather painful, though.
Pain? Then I found myself in a quandary. I promised Professor Fredrickson that I would look after Hans, and that means making sure that he is unharmed as a result of our journey. Are you suggesting that, however, in order to keep that promise, you will have to inflict pain on him?
Yes, sorry about that. Only way to cure it.
Hans strong. Hans manage pain. Friends keep promise.
Good lad. Now grit your teeth, Hans. This is gonna hurt. On the count of 3, right? 1, 2, 3.
Friends keep promise.
And Hans find water. Look, your shirt is soaked.
Goodness me, so it is.
See that stain on that rock over there? Water is collected behind it, dripped down and gone into the gully area where you landed. All we need is your pickaxe and we can start collecting it. That water source has to be there. If we only had more power.
More power, eh? Not a problem.
What did you do?
It's simple. Just increase the density of the metal of these pickaxes and reduce the density of the rock. Child's play, really.
At last, we've discovered a Charlie beat.
Of course, that was what you could hear. There was an underground river heated by the hot rocks around it. And we'll have to wait for it to cool down a bit before we can use it for water. I say, a Hansbach!
A what, Doctor?
Well, Hans found it, and it's a small river, a Hansbach. Axel, Alice, bring those canteens.
Be careful, everyone. The floor is made of pure silica. It is extremely sleepy.
Don't you worry about me. Solid like a rock I am. Alice, Axel, you need to be careful.
Look at that reflection.
Oh, yes, what a fine figure of a man you look.
I know. Big, strong, brave, Uncle Hans!
Doctor!
Oh no. I spent too long admiring my reflection in the crystals. That they must have gone on without me. And now cannot hear our cries.
What? We're trapped?
Come on, Axel. Just calm down. Deep breaths and think logically, like your uncle would. Now, you slid down a tube, therefore the others are above you. All you need to do is find something that goes up, and you will be able to rejoin them.
Are you sure we will be able to?
And do not worry. There's a good mind in this head. This way, Alice. Have we been here before?
All these caves look so similar, it's impossible to tell where we've been.
There's nobody here. Nobody here at all. No uncle, no Hans, and no doctor. No way of getting to them. Well and truly lost, and there's no one here to save us.
We're trapped. Axel, don't joke with me on this. Trapped forever and ever?
Oh, if only there was someone else to help us.
Oh, there is someone else here, Axel Lidenbrock and my dear Alice, but they are not going to help you.
You?
Don't make me laugh. Axel Lidenbrock defending himself. Come on, Axel. We both know you're a craven coward.
Don't come any closer. I'm warning you.
And what is the hero going to do about it, eh?
Don't talk to him like that.
That's it. That is the final straw. I have had enough of being put down by everyone. Defend yourself, sir. Yeah. 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 Take that. I am Axel Lidenbrock.
Axel, where are you?
Alice! Are you with Axel?
Uncle, can you hear me?
Yes, Axel, I can. Keep on shouting. We can follow your voice.
Alice, don't move! We're coming to get you!
You may think yourself brave, Axel, but we Rasmussens are the bravest of all. We will not fail!
Axel, are you alright?
Yes, Uncle. I encountered Rasmussen again. I managed to subdue him for a short while, but he overpowered me.
Keep shouting, Axel. I think we are near you. Is Rasmussen still there?
No, he's escaped again. I wasn't able to keep him until you arrived. Thank you, Uncle.
There, Axel. Don't cry. Your uncle is a brave man, and so are you. And speak of the devil, as they say.
Alice, are you all right?
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Doctor, are we any close to getting out of here? I don't like it here anymore.
See this?
A whistle?
All I have to do is blow this, and the TARDIS will home in on it, and we can be gone any time you want.
Then blow it, please. I want to go home.
And that's the problem. Those creatures, pyroviles, they shouldn't be here. I need to find out why they are, and that means continuing with this journey. Otherwise, you may not have a home to go back to. Oh, brave heart, Alice. I promise that from now on I will protect you. With both my hearts.
Okay then, Doctor. Explain this.
Explain what?
We are currently sailing on a sea under the Earth's surface on a raft made up of mushrooms the size of elephants.
Allow me, my child. There are people who suggest the face of the planet has not always looked like it does today. I don't agree with them for a second, but let's assume it is the case. What if some giant earthquake in an ancient history cracked the seabed underneath the sea that doesn't exist, allowing the water to flow through and create this new sea?
That does not answer your question.
But Doctor, what about the mushrooms?
Hello there, Axel, doing a spot of fishing, eh?
Yes, Doctor.
Oh, come on, what's the matter?
Doctor, it's been 3 months since I left my Grauben. I am worried.
Worried?
Yes, I mean, will she still love me when I get back?
Axel. When you get back, you will be the most famous man in the whole of Hamburg, with the possible exception of your uncle, of course. Grauben will marry you without a moment's hesitation, I am sure.
I've written a poem for her. Could you listen to it and tell me if you think she will like it?
Of course. Alice, come here and listen to Axel's poem.
Poetry? Doctor,
Axel needs support. Axel, wow us with your words.
Rain fell down, and you were there. I cried for you when I hurt my hand. The storm rushing in, wind was howling. I called for you, and you were there. Whenever dark turns to night, and all the dreams sing their song, in the daylight forever, to you I belong. Besides the sea, when the waves broke, I drew a heart for you in the sand. In fields where streams turn to rivers, I ran to you, and you were there. Whenever dark turns to night, and all the dreams sing their song, in the daylight forever, to you I belong. To you I belong. To you I belong.
Oh, a literary masterpiece worthy of the bard, wouldn't you agree, Alice?
Yes, but that sounded like a pop song I heard once.
I know. Confirms my theory that the brain is poking its neurons in where it's not wanted. Not that explains everything. Like, Lidenbrock and Axel, they're real. Not holograms like Sherlock and Watson. And the pyropiles, what are they doing?
Land ho!
Excellent. Just as I thought. Break out the paddles, everyone. We're a new underground continent to explore.
In here, quick!
What on earth are those?
Glyptodons, the fossilized remains of an ancient species of giant turtle.
Only those samples look very much alive.
Are we safe?
Yes, I think so. This cave is too small for them. Now, let's shed some light on the situation, shall we? Well, fancy that. Natural phosphorus. Now just find the right frequency and... bingo! May I present the first example of cave lighting?
Doctor, are we in an office?
Mein Gott, so we are. It looks remarkably like mine back in Hamburg.
Yes, look. Here's a newspaper dated... No. 1573?
Hans find book.
Let me have a look. There's a monogram on the front. A.S. A.S. This is it. The proof we've been looking for. We found it. Come, gather round. July 1st, 1573. I have managed to elude capture and have said goodbye to the life I had. My only hope is that
I shall one day return and be able to return to the land of my birth and prove that my journey to the centre of the earth was not a lie.
This book proves that Arne did travel to the centre of the earth all those years ago, and now we have this proof. We can return to the surface and proclaim his genius.
I think not, Professor. For the past 300 years, my family have been charged with making sure that Arne's memory remains a legend, a story that cannot be backed up. I have been following you these past 3 months, determined to fulfill the promise I made my father and all my past ancestors as well. Therefore, Professor, you and your companions have to die. I had hoped to be a little more imaginative, but a gun will have to do.
Doctor, do something.
And that includes you, Doctor. My masters have been waiting over 19 centuries to get their revenge on you. So start walking, Doctor. Start walking and face your fate.
It is a far, far better thing that I do now than I have ever done before.
Doctor, no!
Forgive me, Alice.
Outside now, Doctor, and meet the pyrovile.
That would be me. Yes, that's right, I'm back again. So everybody, everywhere, don't be afraid, don't have no fears. Let me tell the world and make it understand that as long as there's an Iceland, nothing, and I mean nothing, will stop my research. And that includes you, Rasmussen. Hypnosis. Can I have a little trick I picked up along the way? Ah, now don't tell me it's the doctor, isn't it? Yes, you've changed since I last saw you. Yeah, by the way, do you still have that little dog of yours, the one made out of metal? For goodness sakes, where are my manners? Yes, I am indeed Arne Saknussemm, and may I take this opportunity to welcome you to my office? It's not quite the barn I used to have, but that can't be helped.
What? What? What?
Professor Otto Lidenbrock of Hamburg University. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir. I have heard so much about you. Been a while since I last visited there, back in 1550, I think it was. Which reminds me, is Duke Christopher still as strong as he thinks he is?
Did you say 1550?
Ah, my dear Axel Lidenbrock, you know, you really ought to apologise, you know.
Apologise?
Yes, the Queen of the Trolls was most upset you didn't stay for their dance celebrating their day. I think I managed to calm her down with a few cups of elderflower tea, though.
But that would mean that...
Miss Alice Evans, I am charmed to meet you. And may I just say that you look every bit as charming as our hotel?
I am?
Oh dear, Professor. Lost for words? Yes, I do have that effect on people, none to sign.
Master Arne, I have returned.
Master?
Yes, I'm sorry, did I mention it? Allow me to introduce you my manservant, and believe me, he has been sorely missed.
Will everyone please explain what in the name of Munich is going on here?
Calm down, please, Professor. You'll do yourself an injury if you do that too often.
I think what the professor is trying to say is, what have you been up to?
It depends to say what I haven't been up to. Would you like me to explain? I thought as much. Hans, could you make us some elderflower tea, please? You'll find everything just over there at the back of the cave. I'll join you in a minute after I've Rasmussen's the ambience a bit. You know, he does think I like it's all fun. Rasmussen, when I snap my fingers, the route back to Sneffels will appear in your mind. You are to follow it without question. When you get to the summit of Sneffels, you will then head to the home of Fredrickson. You will then say, I have been sent by Arne. I will be your manservant for the rest of my days. Marvellous. That's got rid of him. Oh, elderflower tea made by a professional. Wonderful. Right, gentlemen, my dear eyes, go for some tea? Now, explanations. Axel, yes, you are quite correct. I did indeed escape with my life to Sneffels in 1573 and have been here ever since. And like you, I encountered the twin of the trolls and was scared witless. It took me time to realise this actually, but their true nature, they're creatures from another world.
Of course, it all makes sense now. I don't know why I didn't see it before. I just suppose in the confusion I just forgot myself.
You know what they are, Doctor?
They're Trods. Their full name Troddle-Tabalorian Nephartites, native to the planet Clom, experts in psycho-hypnosis, and the first race in the known universe to master immortality.
Wow.
No, not really, it was more of a curse than a burden. They had a massive civil war and ended up escaping to numerous different worlds.
Quite. The Queen had heard all about me and my problems, and promised me that I would live under her protection. Professor, you are also correct. Whilst I may have a youthful appearance, if I don't say so myself, I am in fact over 300 years old. That's thanks to this little thing here. This gourd contains a potion that I backwards engineered from Trodtech. This is the closest thing that anyone can get to being alive forever. You only have to look at Hans for the proof.
Heinz?
Oh, Arnie, you old devil, you.
That's right, Doctor, that's right. He was my manservant before Captain Rasmussen tried to arrest me. Rather unfortunate, that, I have to admit. I'd asked him to go and get some materials for an experiment I was going to do when the captain saw me wave him off and arrested me. When I gave him the prototype of this potion, I feel it was just a little bit too successful. After several moments of agony that, well, scared me to wits, I'll say, he stood up and announced, Hans feels strong. Which was rather odd, because up to that moment in time he was quite a delicate little fellow. I listened for his heart and couldn't hear it. Thinking about it, I came to the conclusion that I had slowed down Hans' aging so much, he will never die. I explained this to him and he actually didn't seem to mind that much. It's how he's managed to be so strong now. 300 years of working on farms does do that to a person.
You mean Hans is...
Immortal? Well, I wouldn't like to say immortal. Anti-chronomortal is a better term. If someone was to attack him with a weapon, yes, that would kill him almost certainly. But I don't believe he will die of natural causes.
Won't Fredrickson be surprised to see Rasmussen on his door?
Oh, I wouldn't have thought so. After all, he is my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson. Some of the old Saknussemm genes must have rubbed off on him, I suppose.
My. How many greats?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I really do have a memory like a sieve on occasions. Right. 1561, I married into a local family and had a bouncing baby boy 2 years later. Sadly, my dear Anita died during childbirth, and I knew I couldn't have raised a child of my own. So I bequeathed him to a local couple who'd been trying unsuccessfully to have a baby for years. I left that child a small brooch and asked that it be handed down to the firstborn male heir. Did you happen to notice a small Celtic star cross on Professor Fredrickson?
Yes, I did. I thought it looked lovely.
That was the brooch I gave my son. As soon as my life was on the line, I knew that I would probably never see him again, and so hoped to ensure my memory.
Hans always remember Arne.
And Arne always remembered Hans. Oh, come here and give me a hug. Goodness me, you're stronger than I remember.
In this case, Arne, please come back with us.
I would love to. I would honestly love to. I have managed to sneak back to my homeland every so often over the past 300 years, but I've only dared stay for a few days at the most in case I was discovered. I have seen science advance by leaps and bounds, but I am sure if I was to return for good, I'd be tried, convicted, and executed for my ideas.
But times have changed, Arnie. We came here to prove to the world that your journey was possible. Bringing you back would be the ultimate proof.
That's very kind of you to offer, but I feel so out of place. Shall I tell you what my dearest wish would be? I wish that I could go back to my old barn, be able to work undisturbed on my theories with Hans at my side just like in the good old days. Simply impossible, of course. It would mean having to risk my daily existence in the gauntlet of the religious bodies.
Not necessarily, I say. Arnie, how would you like to work for an institution that would appreciate someone of your caliber, and at the same time get paid such a vast amount of money that you could bribe every single Icelandic government from here to the end of time to ignore you?
Really? You mean I could carry on my research? Hands at my side, not worry about a thing?
Indeed you could.
Oh, right. Is that it? The famed blue box?
It most certainly is. Come on in, everyone, there's plenty of room.
Please, allow me to pick up my book. There are a lot of dear memories in there for me.
Of course. Alice, care to guide everyone in?
My pleasure.
After you, Arnie?
Doctor, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Good. Unbelievable. It's
bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Oh no, you're not the only one who has their own party trick. Right, first of all, Hamburg for Axel and you, Professor. Then off to Arnie's new job.
Yes, my master, we have failed. The stem remains. My master, I am sure. You must understand.
Oh, I understand. The doctor has escaped again. But don't worry, my plan is all-encompassing. Oh, you know what they always say. If you want a job done, do it yourself. The doctor has fought what he knows to be true so far. But how long can he last when I, myself, descend from the shadows? Mark my words, Doctor. This is not the end. Nevertheless, failure cannot be tolerated. Oh, Stefan, I really did like you. Goodbye. I love the feeling of a good murder on a Saturday evening. Now, you, big fellow, though you may be the last of your kind, you shall be eliminated nonetheless. Goodbye, Pyrophile. Fear me, the master of all.
The Torchwood Institute.
Yes, why not? I mean, after all, Arnie and Hans are both virtually immortal. You just wait till they meet my friend Jack. I just hope that Hans doesn't get too offended by the captain's affection. He quite likes someone with a bit of beef on him. Anyway, onward and upward, I say.
Doctor?
Captain.
Hello there.
Hiya. And you are?
Not for you.
Says who?
Stop it.
Sorry, Grandpa. How's it going? Everything under control? Liking the new face, by the way.
Yes, well, as far as mysteries go, I think this one's pretty much solved.
So, was Arne real? Is this all happening, or is it like you said, the brain survived somehow?
Well, there have been those for years who believe the works of Jules Verne are works of fact, not fiction. Perhaps they're right.
And if not?
Then something bad is happening. But I think, for now, let's just assume it's the former. We've had quite enough danger for one day. Jack, Arne is brilliant. You could use someone like him on your team.
Yes, sir. Anyone with the doctor's approval is employed without question.
Doctor, can I be honest with you?
Of course. Is something the matter?
Well, you know I said that I wanted to leave.
Yes, but that was when you were frightened.
I meant it, Doctor. I've been away for so long. I want to go home. Just for a few days to make sure that everyone's alright.
I quite understand that. I think I'll pop back to 97 while you're away. S Club 7, reach for the stars. Climb every mountain higher.
Is he always like this now?
You have no idea. Doctor, what's happening?
I don't know. Oh my TARDIS, what's the matter, sweetie?
Do you two want a room?
Doctor!
Jack, go look after Arne. He's going to need some help adjusting. He is from the 1500s.
Guess he'll have to wait.
Doctor, where are you taking me?
Not a clue, but we're not going home. No, sexy, where are you taking us?